Alright guys, welcome to the first episode of my F1 2020 My Team career. I'm so excited to start this journey with you. I think now it's time to just start the career.
Welcome to MyTeam. Here, you'll experience the world of Formula One not only as a driver, but as the owner of a brand new F1 team. First things first, let's choose your character.
So first things first, I've already created my character, so let's pick him.
Great. Now, let's set up some of the key details of your new team. We'll start with an easy one. What name would you like to give the team?
Alright, now it's time to enter the team name, and as I've announced already, it will be Andrea Moda, of course, so if you haven't watched the announcement, please go ahead, but I will come to a specific thing in a minute.
Nice. Now, some kind of income stream is critical, so we need to sign a primary sponsor. Our primary sponsor will pay a signing bonus to the team up front. This is vital to cover the early investments we need to make. They will also provide valuable weekly income for us. Each sponsor has a goal that they want the team to achieve. If we hit that goal, the sponsor will pay us an additional goal bonus.
Jeez, Carl is talking a lot. So now we need to select a main sponsor. And here I had to think carefully with our goal. We have many goals here, as you can see. One goal is simply complete a full season. That's a bit too easy. But there was also a goal with 15 constructor points, and I think that's way too much for us, so we select this one.
Now we've got a budget to work with. Our car won't be going anywhere fast without a power unit. So let's sign a power unit supplier now. We need both performance and durability from our power unit, but we also need to balance the books. We're going to have a lot of other areas to invest our cash into.
Also in terms of engine, there will be a patch, I think, because the Ferrari engine is way too heavy, but Honda is way to go.
We almost have all the key partners for our team now, but we still need a teammate for you. These are the drivers available to be your first teammate. They all have their own strengths and weaknesses, so consider everything when deciding who to hire. Drivers earn acclaim based on their performances. When a driver earns enough acclaim, they will level up. The higher a driver's level, the more acclaim they will earn for their current team. And remember, the faster the team levels up, the faster our income will increase. The higher a driver's experience, the more resource points are earned to spend on vehicle upgrades. Racecraft is the driver's skill to effectively complete overtakes when opportunities arise. Awareness shows the driver's ability to avoid errors and incidents. Pace describes the driver's ability to set competitive lap times. Rating is a summary of the driver's overall skill level.
And now we come to the worst part here. And as you can see, there's no Lord Mahavir, so what happened? It seems like you cannot choose him, simply. You cannot choose Lord Mahavir, but you can choose Ralph Boschung, for example, or Tatiana Calderon. And here you can also see the bad ratings, because in what world is Boschung worse than Calderon when Boschung scored points? These ratings don't make any sense. So anyway, now I had to pick another driver, and because there's Deletraz here and I like Deletraz, I picked Deletraz.
Looks like we can afford this power unit supplier and teammate. Go ahead and confirm if you're happy.
So we've went from a legend to the son of a legend, and I think now this will be our team.
Let's select or edit the livery we'll be running this season. We can add more sponsors to the car as we sign them throughout the year. And don't worry, we can edit our look at any time from HQ.
Now it's time for the livery, and I think if you've watched some footage or some pictures from the Andrea Moda team, you will notice that the car was simply black. So yes, we go with the all black livery, but we need to select a design. I mean, seriously, it doesn't really matter because every part will be black, so yeah, let's just do it. And then we've completed the first real step with our car. We have the Schumacher designs as well. Maybe I'll do an extra video about it if you want it.
Now we need a badge for our team branding. Select an existing badge, edit it, or create one from scratch. Last but not least, we need to pick team colours for the rest of our branding. You'll see these colours throughout HQ.
The badge, yeah, it's... I wish we had a design editor like in Gran Turismo for this. It would fit so much, and the team colors, yeah, it's okay.
That's everything we need. You can go back and edit anything we've done so far, and we'll come back here at the start of each season. But if you're ready to go, hit advance to head to Team HQ, and we can start our push to the top of Formula 1.
Right, now it's time to start our journey. But before we do, we need to change our helmet from the Renault design to, yeah, to make Andrea Moda design, to be honest. No, I'm not going to do a Lord Mahavir helmet, just like I did in 2019. Yes, so this will be the helmet to go, and just bring in some white elements, but we need to choose our suit as well, because it will be weird seeing me driving with the F170s edition suit and so on. So we pick a black suit as well. I wanted to have some white elements here as well, but it didn't really fit with the sponsors. So I did simply a black suit. I can change it in the future if I want to. So yeah, that might not be the final design, but for now I think that's it. Right, we've done everything now we need to select, and it's time to advance to the calendar selection. And here I will do the full 20 race calendar. And yeah, I mean, for me that's no question. I will do every race. And for the race format, I will need to select some, I will need to make some changes for the next race, but you will see it in some minutes, and I will explain those changes for the next race as well. So, here you can see every single thing I've selected, no driving aids, and it's time to go.
Okay, we're live in 5, 4, 3.
Hello folks, and welcome to the HQ of Formula One's newest team. We've been invited backstage to gain an exclusive insight into what could be one of the most exciting entries in the sport for many years. Now, we've seen a number of new teams enter the sport over the last decade, amongst their number Manor, Caterham, HRT, and of course Haas. And while some have proved to be successful, others have morphed into different teams, and some have disappeared completely. What marks this team out, though, as being something different is that its owner is also its driver. Now, there's a rich history of that in Formula One too. Sir Jack Brabham, John Surtees, Graham Hill, and Bruce McLaren all drove their own cars in the sport, but it has become increasingly rare in recent years. What's very special about this team, though, is that while the team itself is new to Formula One, so too is its driver and owner.
Whatever happens this season, you've already made the history books. Tell me, do you feel up to the mammoth task of both managing and driving for a Formula One team? Every team needs 2 drivers, but what was it that drew you to your teammates? No one aims to finish bottom of the table. Who's the team you're aiming to beat? how are you expecting the car to feel out on track? The other teams now have years of experience, both on and off the track. How are you planning to catch up to them? Overtaking is a key part of this sport. How have you ensured that your car can take advantage of each opportunity that comes your way? And finally, which of your new departments are you most proud of?
Well, that's about all we've got time for here. We will see how this fledgling team fares in its first Grand Prix.
Okay, great, thank you. That's a wrap.
Great interview, boss. You nailed exactly what the team's been working on. When you've got time, check the R&D tree to see our current progress and where we think there's room for more. And while you're at it, why not take a stroll around HQ and check on how the team's doing?
Right, we are now in the main menu of the mode, and I can tell you what, guys, I'm so excited. Just feels so fresh for the first time ever right now, and I just cannot wait to get it done.
It's important to use the time between races to the fullest extent, and that's where these activities come in. Manage everyone's time as efficiently as possible to maximize the team's performance.
So now we meet the new modes here, or new features in MyTeam. We can now do some activities to increase our reputation, our car, or to make our car faster, or simply go and make our driver faster. I think this will be a main priority, I have to say. And yeah, here I'm doing something completely stupid. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing there. I'm very sorry there. Now, what is Deletraz doing? He's doing a driver training camp. And we have a car review on the 6th, so this will be interesting, I can tell you that. Here's the messages. At least something new here, finally. I mean, 2019 felt so lackluster. I'm excited for the driver career, to be fair. So we will see about that, if there's something new.
This is where you can view our current facilities and the effects they're having on the business. You can also invest some of our cash into upgrades for these facilities.
And now we see our facilities, and we have 6 different facilities here. Aerodynamics, chassis, personal, powertrain, durability, and marketing. And yes, this will be interesting. Here you can see the brilliant simulator with an unknown wheel. Is this a Frostmaster or something? I don't know. And is this Emma? Is this Emma from 2019? Have you seen that? That's great trivia there. And yeah, here you see the powertrain, Emma working again on the engine. I have so much fear. And here you see the marketing. Very nice indeed. So now we look into the R&D, and yeah, and see our car. And we have a quicker car than Haas and Williams. That's interesting. And here you can also see that Mercedes have the quickest car ahead of Red Bull and Ferrari. So if you want to see the exact car performances, you can just click pause here for every single element. See Red Bull having a great chassis, Ferrari having a terrible chassis in comparison to Mercedes. But Ferrari is still having the best engine, so this will definitely get patched. So yeah, now we need to develop some upgrades. Yeah, on the aerodynamic front, yes. And no, we haven't got enough R&D points for now. So, there you see the progress bar, and here you can also see the unchanged things like the vehicle management, and yeah. There's the sponsorship. Very cool. Very, very cool. And there you see our comparison with Deletraz here.
This is the driver market. From here, you can see pertinent details on each driver in the sport. Compare them with each other and add them to your watch list. When the contract negotiation window rolls around, this is where you will approach any drivers you wish to hire.
And here we see one of the bigger new features, and this is the driver market. This will be interesting in the midpoint of the season, I'm fairly sure. There we see the goal to Gunnavan. We couldn't sign him, sadly. So, I said he would be the cheapest option, and I couldn't sign him. That's so unfair. Oh man, I would have saved even more money. That's incredible. Wow, I'm fairly disappointed with the game already. But anyway, let's have a fun look into the facilities here and the different modes. But oh no, we now move on. And yeah, get some more money and so on, and some RD points. And we go to the car wheel and just have fun with it. This looks so cool, doesn't it? Anyway, let's move on with the calendar. And now we get the final resource points for now, and let's go.
Hey boss, I think we could better manage our time by organising some team activities. Head to the activities screen to see what we have available.
And we are now some seconds away from the Australian GP and our first round in the career mode. And as you can see from the date of the recording, the podium pass, the new feature wasn't available, sadly. So it will be available, I think, when the game eventually comes out, so in 2 days or something. And until then, we have to wait. You can see the standard emails. Yes, blah blah blah. The rivalry, blah 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 blah. Same stuff. So, I'm fairly excited for the Australian GP. I hope you are as well. Just a little explanation. Oh, the upgrade has failed. I will just show some bits of the practice, not the full practice session. And I will do this only for this episode. So from the next episode onwards, you will only see qualifying race and maybe some actions in the menu. So it's go time for the practice session. Right, you've noticed some changes to the presentation. I'm not sure what to think about that. I would have preferred the crofty way. Maybe we'll get this in a patch. I have no idea. Because from the time of recording, I played the version 1.02. So yeah, there's still some patches to go, I believe. And yeah, I can say I've played this game since Saturday, so 2 days early. So 2 days earlier than the embargo. So we might get a patch for it. So yeah, still a long way to go for this game. And here we can see the practice programs are still the same. You've noticed that my HUD has been modified. So that's cool to see that this feature is now available on the consoles. It was a feature I've totally missed in the previous game. There we see Lewis Hamilton passing us in his Mercedes, still in the old livery though, so we'll definitely get a patch for this with the black livery, and also from the McLaren with the rainbow colors and the side pods. So we'll get a lot of changes, and the Ferrari of course with the lack of Weichei on the nose, or the monocoque I shall say. So we come through the Southern Straight and we end our practice programs, and now it's time for qualifying, but I think now we have a look into the results and see what our teammate Deletraz is doing. Shall we?
And with all the cars now over the line, let's see our top three again. Bottas, Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice is over. However, we'll be back shortly for more Formula One action.
Right, it's time for Q1, and it's time for first time lap, and it was a fairly decent one, I have to say. Yeah, it was really good, but way better than I expected eventually. And now we see a little bug, and yeah, we see Lewis. I wanted to let Hamilton by. There goes Stroll. He did his lap. He's on his in lap. We see Hamilton doing his out lap. I mean, we are in lap as well, so why doesn't he go through? See, there's Albon, I think it was, and now Hamilton is going. I have no idea what he was thinking. He could go there, and yeah, this is just incredible what he's doing. And now Bottas is doing the same thing. Look, this game, I mean, seriously, this needs to be patched. I'm serious now. This is not good. This is not good. But anyway, let's move on. We move into the final lap of Q1. I mean, we're looking good to go through, and we approach the first corner. A bit aggressive here, one a bit wide. Oh, we've lost the control of the car. Oh, we've crashed. Yikes! We did a Bottas there. Oh, that's not good. On our first outing, first qualifying for the team, I've just spun it around. But I still managed to go through the Q2, so that's good. But I've also noticed a flaw in the damage there, because I've hit the wall there badly, and the wheel was still there. That's very unrealistic. That's very unrealistic, I have to say. And we now go through Southern Straight to our first Q2 lap. It was a training 1-1 again, so we drove the same lap time again. And now, to be fair, from this point on I just thought, okay, just give it up, because I just wanted to do it a bit more realistically, and of course I wanted to save some parts, because I was fairly sure I couldn't get into Q3, so I didn't really bother doing the qualifying session there again. Alright, now it's time for the race, and Crofty, it's your turn.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today, as we return to Melbourne for the opening race of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to the Australian Grand Prix. So here we are at Albert Park Circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy surface with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake, with the best passing opportunities coming at turn 1 and turn 3. Can Mercedes start with victory in their bid to win a 7th consecutive Constructors' title? Could Ferrari or Red Bull establish an advantage early on? And with 22 cars on the grid, how quickly can the new team find their footing? Well, it's great to be back, Anthony Davidson. we've got a lot to talk about this year.
That's right, Crofty. It felt like a long winter, but it's good to finally be back. I have to think the usual suspects will battle it out at the front, but there are always going to be some teething problems early on in the season, so whoever can keep on top of their issues will have the advantage today.
As I mentioned earlier, we're up to 11 teams this season, with a new entry run by, well, of all things, an owner-driver. That's something we haven't seen in this sport since Hector Raback over 4 decades ago. So how are they looking so far?
It's hard to imagine how a small operation like that could survive in the ruthless world of Formula One, and yet here they are, first ever race looking surprisingly strong. But there are no points for qualifying. Let's see how they fare in the Grand Prix proper.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Albon, Ricciardo, Sainz, Stroll and Esteban Ocon, Norris, Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Gasly, Mr. Monaco, Perez, Daniel Kvyat and Roman Grosjean, Magnussen, Russell, Deletraz and Nicholas Latifi. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Alright, and if you paid close attention to the starting grid graphics, you would have noticed a thing with the top 10, and from that point on I was a bit angry because there was still the same issue again, that the top drivers are just driving the same times, or even slower times than they would, because you have to remind yourself the cars were a bit upgraded, and this is just unbelievable that they still have the same pace as a normal car in Q1. So I mean, with our time and with the times from the AI in Q3, we would have been in the top flight there eventually. So that's just so bad. And also would have noticed that Stroll was ahead of Ocon with a worse time. So seriously, that's broken as fuck. And yeah, I just hope that there will be a patch fixing this, because otherwise we will be constantly sticking to short qualifying, and I'm very, very serious right now. So yeah, you see the game still has some areas where it needs to improve, and it definitely needs a patch ASAP. I'm fairly sure there will be a patch, but until then, be aware and just use short qualifying again. I would love to use the full qualifying, because it will be realistic for us if we are fighting for a spot in the top qualifying sessions, but you know, what else can I do? It's just not realistic with that. So yeah, I think now it's time to stop ranting, just enjoy the race, because this is the main attraction now. We're starting from P15, and this is a fantastic result, but I think that from that point on I was a bit concerned with the how can I say it, with the speed of the AI. So I think I might higher up the AI for Bahrain, but only might. I will see what I can do after Bahrain then. But until then, now it's time to enjoy the race, to have fun. 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's go time here in Melbourne. And it looks like we have got a good start here. Fantastic traction here. And we are now up to 14th. But now the AI is using overtake already. Gasly goes for it and might get the free ride there into the first corners. Fantastic stuff here from the AI. It looks like Perez is behind us now. And Norris with the mediums has fallen down several positions. Now we go for the position from Norris. Do we get the position there? We're side by side. Some bumping there. And looks good for us. And we take the spot. Fantastic. We're up to 14th now. Great starting phase here for us. Great first sector. And now we just need to keep it together to, yeah, still be able to finish in 14th, potentially. We're up to lap 4 now. We've got the DRS. And now we might catch up to Kimi Raikkonen in his Alfa Romeo. But only might. Because you have to remind yourself, the the Andrea Moda is slower than the Alpha. So yeah, beware of this. So oh, there's Kimi going slowly. What is Kimi doing? I mean, what the hell? Oh, it looks like he's retiring. That's a weird thing. Kimi retires in front of me. Gives me a little shock there. But at least he didn't retire here. Because otherwise I would have been killed in that incident. But still, we're up a place. We're up to P13 now. And Valtteri Bottas is out of the session as well. So we've got 2 retirements within the first half of the race. There's the Bottas name dropping down. There's the Bottas being teleported. And yeah, fantastic here for us. Of course, we're up to P12. And yeah, the top guys here, Giovinazzi, Stroll, are disappearing. We've got the pressure from Kvyat, of course, behind. And Norris as well with his alternative strategy. There's Lewis Hamilton in front with his hard tyre. And yeah, I think he was one of the first pit. And okay, not really, because we're up to 6th right now. So there are some people as well who have pitted. And they've done a good choice there. Because now the tyre is starting to fall apart now. And I think Kvyat is now entering the pit lane on lap 11. We've got the pressure from Vettel behind in this Ferrari. Okay, let's be honest, the Ferrari needs a performance patch, but of course it still has a performance from the preseason tests. So you could really think about that Ferrari was so slow. Ooh, some slidey here. And there we see Vettel going by. Fantastic stuff there by Sebastian. But he goes for a 2-stop, which is ridiculous. Because here in Melbourne, you can just survive with 1 stop. That's not an issue. And now we go into the pits. 4-hour strategy. And I can tell you, we go for the medium tyre. So we go with a bit of a different strategy. There we see Magnussen still driving. Ricciardo on the hards. So he is pitted. Ocon, Sainz, they all go by. That's not an issue. But now we have the faster tyre than Stroll and Giovinazzi. So we might have the chance to catch up to them and maybe pass them as well. But do we get a jump ahead of Kvyat in his Alpha Tauri? And yes, we do. Looks good. And oh, there's Paris attacking. There's Paris attacking. He goes for it. Does he get both? Oh, no, he doesn't. He only gets Kvyat. But I can tell you, Paris needs a pit stop now. Oh, that's not good for Paris. But it's good for us. And now we are behind Giovinazzi. And we're looking like we can catch up to them. That is very good here for us. And we might go for lunch here against Giovinazzi. Or we go for a dive bomb here. This is good. Let me get the position. Fantastic stuff here. We're up to 11th now. We have the chance to score points on our debut. And now we look like... Yeah, there we are. We are behind Stroll. He had a bit of a struggling stint right now. But, of course, we have the faster tyre. You have to be reminded. It's great that you can feel it eventually. That's fantastic. We go for the dive again. Stroll locks up. We lock up as well. But we are up a place. We're up to 10th now. We might catch up to Gasly if we have luck. But going some laps like... Oh no. Just forwarding the part. Oh, man, I just can't talk. Forwarding some laps. We see we can't catch up to Gasly. We need to defend from Stroll as well. So, sorry for that a mistake there. It just happens. I'm not a native English speaker. That's my issue then. And we see Stroll now attacking us again. Round the outside he goes here. Is it enough? No, it isn't. He needs to wait for another opportunity, which might come now. We don't defend the inside line that well. And there's Stroll going by. I think now he's made it stick. I think now we've lost the point. Stroll's up to 10th. And that's over, I think. Yep, no chance for us. Ooh, lock up again. We need to be careful with the lockups, because we can't really have that many lockups then. That's not good for our tyres. We're up to lap 28th now. We are still somewhat behind Stroll, but our tyre simply isn't that fast enough. We have a little slide there, which isn't good for our tyre life. And now we see the final lap Hamilton has won the race, Vettel has driven the fastest lap, Davis see Giovinazzi on the attack. Does he get P11? He tries around the outside here, it doesn't work. Now we need to be really alert, and we need to be very careful with our car here, not lose the traction. We just need to bring it home. Oh, another slide here. Why am I sliding so much? I mean, this is dangerous here. And we come home in P11. Great day before our team.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. Let's have a quick look at how the driver standings have changed. After an incredible performance, Lewis Hamilton secures the top spot in the Drivers' Championship. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
I'll probably go for Pierre Gasly. The team did a good job with the strategy to put him in amongst the pack, but it's the driver's job to capitalise on those opportunities, and he did so with a lot of skill.
Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari take the lead at the top of the table. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So great first race for us, and here we see the race results. Hamilton wins the race out of Leclerc, Verstappen in third, then Albon, Vettel, Ricciardo, Ocon, Sainz, Gasly and Stroll in the points. And ourselves in P11 out of Giovinazzi, Kvyat, Norris, who couldn't make the alternative strategy work, Grosjean 15th, Perez, Magnussen, Russell in 18th, Latifi 19th and Deletraz, the last car to finish in 20th. So that's not a good race for Louis. We need to work on him to make him a bit quicker, because of course we want to push forward, we need a better driver. But yeah, we need to work on Deletraz, make him potentially quicker. But that's it for now. We are 8th in the constructor standings, so that's a solid first attempt. But now it's time to look into the highlights of the race, so have fun.
amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
Appreciate your time.
Can I be honest now? When I first saw Claire, I was fairly angry. I'm very honest here. Because I just don't want to see Claire. Really, no. I mean, I thought she was gone and now she's there. Man, this disappoints me so much. So now, we're up to Bahrain now. The next Grand Prix in the season. Now we can just do some little training here for Deletraz's pace. Or we can just do some sponsoring events, but, you know, I'll just go for, I don't know. I think we go for the driver. I think we need to make him quicker from the beginning. Until we have a better driver, of course.
As we continue to increase our acclaim, more potential partners become willing to work with us. We can now approach an additional sponsor from the corporate tab.
Yes, we got an additional sponsor place. And before we just assign a sponsor, I think we do this in the next episode. And a fantastic first race, I shall say. And it makes me pretty happy, to be fair, and I'm fairly excited. I just want to look if the drivers have improved eventually from the first race. So the 3 agent drivers, here we see Deletraz still having a 58. So yeah, still a lot of things to work on for Louis, but that's why we are here and doing my team. Alright guys, I think that's it actually for today. I haven't got many things now to say. There's Aitken with a fantastic rating, man. Jack is so quick in this game. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope we can see us soon for the next episode of my F1 2020 My Team career. So, see you soon.